I'm going to simulate a scenario where Elite has a new headrest. So this piece here, this new headrest, let's assume we have a new feature, a 360 rotation for the headpiece. So if we had to do this, normally we'd go into WooCommerce and update every table, which would take quite some time. But now that we've got Gravity Cloud and the power of Gravity Forms, we can do this from a centralized standpoint. So first, let's take a look at a table. Let's go at the staging site. We'll click the high-low manual flexion table, order online, and we'll look at the headpiece. So we can see we have 3 options for the headpiece and then 3 cervical drop options. I'm going to go ahead and show you how you can update this component and then roll it out. So first off, when you come back to Gravity Cloud, you'll see next to all the components, there's a little arrow. This indicates it'll open up that Gravity form in a new tab. So if you click the arrow, you'll see a new tab opens up and you'll be seeing the familiar Gravity Forms interface. Now I'm going to go ahead and add our new option. So I'm going to scroll down, edit choices, add a new choice, select an image. Here's our new image. I'm going to give it a description. Give it a price. This would be the code. We'll use the same code here. And then for the price, we'll use, let's say it's $980. Excellent. So now we've got that option. Now we're going to change and we're going to add a cervical drop option. Same thing. We're going to go ahead. We're going to add a new cervical drop. We're going to give it a name. $360 drop. Let's say it costs $500. And away we go. Great. So now we can see we've got our form. We're going to save that form. Okay, so now this has been saved. We're going to go over to Gravity Cloud. And now what we're going to do is deploy one test. So we're going to, remember we're deploying to the staging site. And we're using the target form from Elite, the production site. So that was the component we looked at here. So let's go ahead and deploy the E4. So we'll do a deploy. You can see it's deploying to staging. Okay, so now we're going to go look at the staging site. So let's come back over to the staging site. We're going to go back to the home page, find the table that we've deployed, which is right here. I'm going to click that, go order online, headpiece. And you can see now we have the original option, the flex option, flex L, and our new 360-degree headpiece. We also have the option for the 360-degree drop. That's great. But now if we go look at the other tables, they still have the original. So how would we roll this out? Pretty simple. So let's go back to our interface. There's a deploy button at the top. Click deploy. Give it a name so that you can easily follow. New 360-degree. Okay. Okay. Then click deploy. You can see the tables it's going to deploy to here. So let's deploy that. There we go, 13 of 13 tables deployed. So what we'll do now is we'll go back over to our staging website. We'll go back to the beginning. Let's pick a brand new table we haven't looked at yet. Let's look at the manual flexion table. Order online, headpiece, and there you see the option has been displayed. Let's look at another table. Let's go to the electric elevation table. Order online, headpiece, and there it is. Simple as that. So that's great. So our staging set is updated, but let's go ahead and look at pre-prod. If we go to our pre-production website, order online. Now, obviously the feature isn't there. Let's go back to Gravity Cloud and let's do another deploy. But first we're going to change the target. So you can see I've changed the target to pre-prod. Now that we have the target as pre-prod, I'm going to do another deploy. New 360 head pre-prod. Okay. I'll just put a description here. Again, you'll see all the tables are being deployed. Let's hit deploy. And there we go, 13 tables deployed. Let's go back to our prepord website. We'll go back to the home page and let's pick any table. Let's pick one we haven't looked at yet, the manual flexion table. Order online, headpiece, and fantastic. You can see here we have all the options. Now, if we were to roll that out to production, all you would have to do is move the target to production and then do another deploy. Now, I don't actually want to roll this out to production, so I'm actually going to stop here. So I'm going to actually go back to staging now. And let's say we talk to the factory floor and they're saying, you know what, that headpiece isn't ready to roll out. So what do we do now? Well, it's pretty simple. If you go to the top in the menu bar, you'll see a history button. We can look back and see the deploys we've done and also roll back and roll forward. So as we look at, you can see the latest deploy we did was the 360 headpiece to prepod, and here's our deploy, which was to staging. Now, I've got a state prior to this demonstration right here on the left-hand side. Before state, I can quickly roll back my entire staging instance to this version by simply clicking this restore button. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's click OK. And now if we go back to our site, let's go back to the home page. So we're on the staging site. Let's click on our first table, order online. And you can see now the headpiece is returned. Let's just double check another table. And fantastic. So we've restored the staging site in a single transaction. Now let's take another scenario. You know, they've perfected the 360 headpiece and they're ready to roll out. So now how do we actually restore the 360 headpiece without doing all the work by hand? It's very simple. Go back to history, open that up. And we can see here we've got our 360 headpiece. It was deployed to staging. So let's just go ahead and restore that. Now we'll go back to staging, go back to our home page. So now let's just check the same two tables again. Let's go to the high-low manual flexion table, order online, headpiece, and we can see we've got the new flexion headpiece. Let's go back to the other table we checked before, automatic manual flexion, order online, headpiece, and we can see it's been restored. So this ability to time travel is very useful. It allows us to treat our entire store as a single transaction. And obviously this allows you to do quite a bit with minimal effort.